how much money you need to have before you decide to stop working. Yes, that's called retirement. Let's get started, guys. Okay, so let me ask you this question. If today was your last day of work, let's just assume that for a second. You stopped working today. How much money would you need every single month to be able to maintain your standard of living? How much money is that? Is that $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month? Figure out first how much money you need to be able to maintain your standard of living if today was your last day of work. Now, the next thing I want you to think about is once you have that number, whatever that number is, $5,000 or $10,000 a month, once you have that number, then now what you have to do is think about something called inflation, which means that if today was your last day of work and today you needed $10,000 a month, but you plan on stop working in about 10 years or in 20 years, well, you see $10,000 today cannot buy you the same thing as $10,000 in 10 or in 20 years.
Oh man, I feel like wow.
Because there's something called inflation. All right, so let me give you an example. Let's say that your current age is 40 and you plan on retiring by the time you're 60. Again, when I say the word retire, I don't mean that you are not going to work anymore. What I mean is you want to be in a position where you work because you want to and not because you have to. So let's say that that target age is age 60. And let's say that now your number, because you know that you need $10,000 every single month to be able to live comfortable today, but your plan is on stop working when you turn age 60, then that means that if you just have about a 3% inflation from age 40 to age 60 for 20 years, that means that by the time you turn age 60, you would need $18,061 every single month to be able to cover the same $10,000 a month in bills.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Now, I know it sounds crazy to think that you would need $18,000 a month to be able to maintain your lifestyle, but again, just remember the one factor. If there is just 3% inflation for this 20-year window, then that means that it is going to be $18,000. So don't try to think that, no, you're not going to need that much. Well, then whatever your number is, figure that number out first up here. What is that number that you need to be able to live comfortable, to be able to maintain your lifestyle? And then you have to add about a 3% of compounded interest, which means inflation, for the time period from the time that you're at today to the time that you're planning on retiring. So let's say that now you know that you need $18,000 a month. So you grab this number, you multiply it by 12, and that now tells me that you need $216,732 every single year to be able to maintain the same equivalent lifestyle of $10,000. Now that we know that you need $216,000 of a guaranteed stream of income, this is what you do. You need to have a bucket with enough wealth built up inside it that it could actually kick out the $216,000 per year. Okay, so once you know that you need enough built up inside your bucket to be able to kick you out those $216,000, then now the next question you have to ask yourself is, how much should my bucket actually have to kick out the $216,000? Well, you see, it all depends on what interest rate your money could realistically be earning on a yearly basis. So if your money is earning 6%, then what you want to figure out is how much money should this bucket have earning 6% so that it can kick you out those $216,000 a year and it can pay your entire lifestyle, and technically you could actually retire.
I go to America!
So now, let's just say that you could make 6% on your money. So this is what you want to do. You want to grab the $216,000 and you want to divide it by 6%. In other words, you divide it by 0.06. That is then going to give you the amount of money that your bucket should have kicking out that 6% to give you your $216,000. So this means that your bucket needs to have about $3.6 million earning 6% to be able to kick you out those $216,000. Now, for some of you, you might think that is way too much money. But then the question is, what if your money could be earning 8%? So you see, it all depends on how much money your money is earning, and that will kick you out the income that you need. But the question you need to start asking yourself is, how do you get to accumulate those $3.6 million or those $2 million or those $4 million? And that is why it is so important that you start investing as soon as early as possible to be able to get to your target number. So what I want to encourage you to do is sit down and break down your numbers. Figure out how much is it that you need if you wanted to stop working? How much is it going to be in the future with inflation? How much money you should have saved up? And then more importantly, take action on setting up your investment portfolio so that you can already start building up wealth, because you're not going to get to these giant numbers if you're not starting very, very soon and constantly injecting money into your investment portfolio.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment, share, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so you can make better decisions with your money. We'll see you soon.